Hi! Today we're doing another celebrity makeup recreation, and on the schedule we have Taylor Swift. I will recreate her signature sparkly silvery lids with red lips and the eyeliner, of course. I tried to put more effort in and do my hair similar to hers. I tried to do faux bangs. That didn't end up well. The thing is, I didn't realize that the ends of my hair are so blonde, and the bangs were blonde, and then the rest of my hair was dark brown, and it just wasn't the look. In my head that made sense because her hair is blonde and I could maybe just hide my brown hair. I could not, and it just looked weird. So I got very annoyed with my hair today, and I picked on my face because that's what I do when I'm stressed. I will try to do my hair after I finish up my makeup because I need some time to just chill. Let's get into it. I'm moisturizing my lips first. I am using some Vaseline. And I'm just going to let it sit until I do the rest of my makeup. I'm going to start with my face today. The eye makeup is going to be pretty soft. I'm not sure yet because I've seen a lot of her pictures. I'm not sure if she has a very defined eyeliner or a softer blended one. So that's something I need to think about. But meanwhile, I'm going to apply this Beauty Blender Leveler Primer. As usual, the struggle to get it out of the tube. Just going to apply it in the center of my face where my pores are more visible. I'm going to press it into my skin with my fingers. Okay, that's cool. For foundation, I'm going to mix the True Skin foundation by Catrice with a little bit of this Hello Happy foundation by Benefit, and hopefully trying to get the right shade to match me. I think it's cool. Maybe just a tiny bit of this darker one. Okay, that works. I'm going to take my sponge and blend it in. This is the Real Techniques sponge, by the way. I think this is still bleeding. Oh my god. I think I'm going to skip the cream contour for today. Her face looks pretty powdery somehow. I found some close-ups of her makeup. She definitely has baking going on under her eyes because her under eyes look really bright, and I even found some pictures where the flashback kind of stood out to me. So I'm going to apply powder contour and powder blush and also bake my under eyes. And like I said, her under eyes are pretty bright. Might be the bake, but might be the lighter shade of concealer as well. So I'm going to mix my Urban Decay with my Fenty. And she has that brightness going on all the way to here. I think I'm going to attempt to cover this up. Okay, so that's where the darker concealer will go, and then the lighter one I'm just going to use to highlight this area as well as my outer corner, also a little bit here. And I'm just going to use the same sponge and blend the concealer into my skin. Okay, let's bake. I'm going to take some powder on my sponge. This is my RCMA No Color powder. Coat my sponge into the powder. I'm using the other side of the sponge, not the one that I used to blend in the foundation and concealer. And I'm also going to bring it down a little bit, so right here. Again, because she has a very bright center of her face, basically. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a while. It just feels very tight. I'm not used to letting powder sit like that on my face, but we're going to let it sit for a minute just to brighten things up a little bit. And I'm going to take some more powder on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to set the entire face. I'm also going to go over my brows to hopefully lighten them up a little bit. Okay, for my contour I'm going to take this Sephora Collection matte contour, matte bronzer I think it's called, in the shade 3. And apply it with my Morphe M405 brush. She has a pretty noticeable contour. Need to dust off the excess on the brush. Just Just going to use little tapping motions. And I noticed that she has a very straight, kind of straight contour towards the center of her face. I think the makeup artist kind of tries to shorten her face a little bit because she has a nice oval, pretty long face. I should probably make mine, try to attempt to make mine a little bit longer, because my face is pretty rounded or square, I'm not sure. Just going to apply a little bit of my jawline. I think I'm going to try to make my face a little bit more, a little bit longer, and try to erase these sides. I have a pretty wide jawline. I'm going to cut right here to make my chin look a little bit longer somehow. And then the forehead, I can't really see it because she has the beautiful bangs going on. So I'm just going to contour it. Let's do just a tiny bit of nose contouring. Going to contour underneath to lift it up a little bit. Maybe I'm doing this just so my nose wouldn't look so flat, since my face is contoured and my nose is pretty light at the moment. I see that she doesn't try to make her nose slimmer, it's just a little bit of shading so it doesn't look flat. I'm going to dust off this bake because I can't stand the dry feeling on my under eyes. Next I'll pick my e.l.f. baked highlighter in Moonlight Pearls because it's this kind of a champagne light color. And by the way, are you a Taylor Swift fan? I'm curious how many of you are. I can call myself a Swiftie. And if you are, what's your favorite song of hers? I think mine is the 10 minutes version of All Too Well. When that song released, the full 10 minutes version, I couldn't sleep at night. Like, it was playing in my head. I've had the entire lyrics in my head, I just couldn't sleep. I would wake up in the middle of the night and the song was playing and I couldn't stop it. Just weird. I do prefer her sad songs. I do love Exile. I feel like that's a masterpiece. And also Evermore. Even though those are actually collaborations, but they're so good. Oh, and I love Sad, Beautiful, Tragic as well. Yeah, like I said, I do love her sad songs. At first I thought that I shouldn't do anything to my brows, but actually I'm just going to do some light filling in. Like, I would need to lighten them up a little bit. I'm not sure if I can though. You know what, I'm actually going to use eyeshadow. Just going to pick this shade from the Taupes palette by Juvia's Place. And I hope that's not too warm. It shouldn't be, but her brows are pretty thin and arched. I can't do that with my brow shape, unfortunately. I'm just going to do some filling in. Try and emphasize the arch here on the top part. Like, this is not a bad shade for the brows. It's actually pretty nice. Now I have the Sad, Beautiful, Tragic song playing in my head. It's so sad and beautiful and tragic. I'm going to apply it all over the brow just to have a cohesive color. I'm going to set the hairs into place using my clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm not really fixing them upwards like I usually do, but just trying to tame the hairs. I'm going to need brown crease and kind of a nude whitish silvery glitter on the lid. So yeah, the brown is pretty neutral, almost cool toned in some of her looks. I'm going to just pick my Taupes palette since I have it here. I think I'm going to go for this darker taupey brown. This is Sigma E25 and I'm going to apply this all over my crease just to create kind of a base for my shadow. And since it's so light in tone, I'm going to apply it on my lower lashes as well. I need the darker shade of brown and I couldn't decide what I wanted to use. And you know what, I'm just going to use my bronzer. And to be honest, I feel like this is the best option for me at the moment. Just going to take my Morphe 507 and now I'm going to blend that a little bit lower in my crease. Then with my previous brush, I'm just going to buff this. I hope that my usage of 10,000 different palettes is not too annoying. I'm going to pick up my MAC Queen Supreme palette and just pick this gray silver shade here. Just going to apply it with my finger. Why did not? I didn't expect it to be this pigmented, but okay. And basically just going to stamp it all over the lid. And in one of her looks I actually noticed that she has matte inner corner highlighter. And usually she has the shimmer over her lower lid as well, so I'm going to pick the same shimmer and apply it on my lower lid. This time I'm using a brush because I can't be very precise with the finger. I love that this is kind of glittery and not just shimmery. And what this look needs is some Diamond Bomb by Fenty. So I'm just going to apply some of that over where I applied the silver shade. Just going to pick some more for my lower lash line. The lower lash line usually kind of depends on her look, but I've seen some looks where she doesn't have almost anything on her lower lash line. I've seen some looks where she has a really dark brown here in the outer corner. Some of the looks are really smoky on the lower lash line. But I think I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. I'm just going to use my eyebrow brush because why not? I'm just going to tap some of that bronzer into my outer corner of my lower lash line. Compared to the silver, it looks so reddish somehow. I'm going to pick some of these just to make it more cool toned. I'm going to highlight my inner corner with white pencil. So I'm just going to put some of that and then blend it. The creamy white situation we have going on here could also be a very nice base for the inner corner highlighter. If you want a very bright inner corner, this is like an amazing technique, but I'm just going to leave it like this. For the liner, first I'm going to do a faded wing. And then I'm just going to complete with liquid liner. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of a pencil base here, which I'm going to smudge with, this is a Morphe 149. I'm not going to make it too long. And I think that works. It's just a little base for my liner. I applied a little bit of that pencil in the waterline as well, just in my outer corner. Okay, now I can do my liner. I have a bunch of liquid liners here that I want to finish because they're almost dried out, but I want to use whatever is left in them. So I'm going to start with this Sephora Collection Color Block Liner. She has the liner all the way to her inner corner. That's why I'm saying that on me it will look so much different. Because of my round eyes, this will emphasize the roundness in my eyes. As I reach my other corner, I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to fill in kind of the sketch I did here. I still want the tail to be a little bit more faded. I basically went over it with the liquid liner, which kind of ruined that look. In most of her looks, her lashes seem pretty long, but again, might be because she has pretty small lids, so the lash is kind of taking up all the space. I wanted to create the same look, that's why I applied some lashes that are pretty long for me. Yeah, we're going to move on to the lips, and of course I'm going to apply a red. She doesn't look like she's wearing lip liner in most of her looks, and she has a very accentuated Cupid's bow. I'm going to try and create the same shape. We're going to see how I managed to do that. Oh, this is the Sleek Matte Me in the shade Rioja Red. I feel like it resembles this particular color. Except for her Cupid's bow, she has a pretty thin top lip. And on my bottom lip, I'm just going to follow my natural lip line. Okay, I curled my hair, and let's just pretend that this is the 2010 Taylor Swift hairstyle. It is not though, her curls were so much tighter than mine, but I tried. I literally tried. Please appreciate the effort. Because I use heat, which I don't really do nowadays. So that counts for something, right? And I have lipstick on my teeth. Oh, great. Okay, that is it. That is the look. I really hope you enjoyed how it came out. Again, since our faces are so different, it cannot look the same, but this is kind of the makeup she's wearing translated to my face. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!